an issue of efficiency and not necessarily effectiveness, but efficiency of use of taxpayers' money, which we're responsible for.
Hi, and welcome to Upfront with Mike Wallace. This episode is a day in the life of a Member of Parliament for Ottawa. This is my office here in Burlington, and I want to welcome you to see what we do here in the office at the Burlington Mall. And we also want to take you to Ottawa to see what happens on a daily basis as your Member of Parliament on the Hill at Parliament Hill.
Proposal for private sector service delivery model together.
Welcome to my Burlington constituency office. Like all MPs, we all have constituency offices in our riding. I've chosen to have my constituency office or my riding office here in the Burlington Mall. I've chosen that for a number of reasons. One, parking. Parking is always available here at the mall. Two is accessibility. It's always accessible to no matter what your disability is. We are on the second floor, but there's an elevator that will bring anybody up here to my office. And third, it's known. The Burlington Mall is known to every resident here in Burlington, and it's on the bus route. So there's a number of reasons why we relocated here. In my office, I have 2 full-time staff and 1 part-time staff. We deal with a number of issues. Really falls into 2 categories. One, concerns that you may have with the federal government or programs that we have. My staff are well trained and are here to help you with any issues that you may have that deal with any programs that you are actually wanting to get or already receiving from the federal government. A second area that keeps us very active here in the local riding is to help groups and organizations with either their fundraising plans or other programs that they want to have in the riding in terms of services, and they need the support of the federal government. I'm here and my staff are here to help you make sure that that happens. Hi, I'm here now in my constituency office, and I'm with Nicole Thornley, one of my full-time staff members. Nicole, just give us, the viewers, an idea of what kind of things you do on a daily basis with constituents.
Well, we deal with a lot of casework. Constituents come to us with their various issues as it relates to the federal departments, primarily a lot to do with citizenship and immigration. We assist with passport, helping fill out the applications and getting the documents ready for that. Pension issues, so we provide the applications to process that and assist with filling out those applications as well, and a number of other issues.
And then what is your role as a staff member as compared to me as the Member of Parliament, and how is that balanced?
Well, you're fairly busy in Ottawa and traveling back and forth, so we meet with constituents and get the preliminary information and discuss it with, bring it to your attention and figure out the best way to assist them.
Now that's with constituents, which we in this office, and I think most offices call casework. Mm-hmm. We also deal with a number of organizations in town, and I know you've been active with the Halton Industry Education Council. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about what kind of work you do with them as representing this office.
Well, like I said before, Mike, you're pretty busy and going back and forth, so I have the opportunity to represent you and in the community and be present at events and meet the different members of the community that represent those organizations and build relationships and assist them with different things that we might be able to do for them in our office.
Great, appreciate that, Nicole. So those are kinds of some of the things we deal with. It's a real tremendous amount of variety here that our staff deal with, and that's why I have to have 2.5 staff here to meet all the needs of the constituents of Burlington. Hello, and I'm here with David Sweet, the Member of Parliament for Ancaster, Dundas, Flamborough, and Ancaster. No,
Westdale.
Westdale is the longest name of any riding in Canada, and his riding butts up against mine here in Burlington, and so we share a lot of issues. David, thank you for joining us today. I want to talk to you a little bit about being a new Member of Parliament, same as me, and we thought we would come to a colleague of mine who we share a border and have similar issues. But first I want to know, I know I was motivated to get involved in federal politics many years ago by a former Conservative member, Bill Kepling. I'd be interested to know what motivated you to get involved in federal politics.
Well, there's a lot of motivators. I think the biggest one, though, was my dad and my grandfather both served during the Second World War, and so they left a legacy of really sacrifice for the country. And I have 6 children and a grandchild, and I love the country. It's important for me to not only respect the legacy of my dad and my grandfather, but also to make sure that I can do my best for the future of this country for my kids and their kids and for everybody else's. So that was really the biggest motivator for me.
Now, we both sit very close to each other in the House of Commons, and we do work in Ottawa.
Close proximity both places?
Exactly. And then, but I think it's important for the viewers to understand what the difference is between the work we do in Ottawa and what we do in the riding. So maybe you can give me an example of a day for you when you're back here in the riding and the kind of issues that you face that are slightly different than what we may face when we're sitting in Ottawa.
Yeah, there's a big difference. I think, in Ottawa, it's a lot more, if we could say 30,000 foot, we're dealing with legislation that affects the largest part of Canada. We're dealing with, myself, the Public Accounts Committee, so we're dealing with the finances of the entire country. Then we get back here, we're dealing with, most often with individuals, with people who we're their only link to the federal government. We're almost like an ombudsman. So everything from concerns around CPP to immigration to any place where the federal government touches their life and they have a concern, they come to us. Of course, another thing that happens is a lot of public events where people need to see the Member of Parliament and need to know that their concerns are our concerns.
Now, we do share a border, and we have a few areas in common. Give me an example of, or the viewers an example of the kind of things that we might work on together as colleagues in terms of issues that face both our ridings.
Well, one of them is the Royal Botanical Gardens. We both share the property of the RBG, and it's, the people in Hamilton call it the gem of Hamilton, and of course it is a gem in Burlington as well. We want to make sure that it flourishes. The RBG has had some challenges, and so we're looking at ways where we can participate as a federal government more to give them some longer-term sustainability and really to promote them as a tourist destination for the area.
My riding is mostly, it's 100% urban, so I really don't see much in terms of rural issues. I was looking at the map of your riding, and there's quite the variety. There's some parts of all of Ancaster, parts of Dundas, some rural areas. You butt up against a lot, your riding does, against a lot of other members of Parliament. Can you give me an example, because I just don't know, what the difference is between what rural constituents might face compared to the urban?
Yeah, absolutely. And we have 2 universities in our riding as well, so we've got that concern. We have everything from chicken farming to llama farming to oilseeds and grains, and so even in the farming sector, agriculture, there's a lot of different concerns because the pork producers have a lot different concerns than those who would be in the grains farming or soft fruits, and so it has really required a new level of skill for me in all of the broad spectrum of agriculture and agri-food to be able to help all of the constituents here in this riding.